I was senior warden, two aspects of our cathedral life that I never had to worry about were our children and youth ministries and our video ministries. And why was that? Because those ministries were in the very capable hands of Paul and Kerry Ruff.
Paul and Kerry, wow. It has been a lifetime. It feels like I'm almost here with them. My mom used to tell stories about how she was on the committee to hire them in and what she wanted to make sure that they were going to do as part of their mission here and what they were going to do with the youth group, because we really hadn't had a lot of guidance here yet. And then they came as this wonderful package deal.
You know, when I think about Kerry and Paul, it's hard for me to think about them separately because they work so well together. And the thing that stands out to me is their overall kindness and love that they have toward everybody. And it's been 19 years of having that presence here.
My experience with Paul and Kerry started about 20 years ago. Memories with Paul and Kerry have been Kerry and I doing skip church every single Sunday. I played guitar, and it's funny, I barely play guitar anymore, but when I do, the one song that always pops in my head is that Words of Our Mouth song that she sings every single Sunday that she wrote.
When I think of Kerry, I immediately think about COVID. Stuart would stream the videos of Miss Kerry singing, and we spent many afternoons singing the words of our mouths and the prayers of our hearts be worthy to you.
We've been so blessed to have Miss Kerry in our kids' lives as they've grown up here at St. John's. She's just a constant light in their lives, and they've learned so much. And guys, what do y'all think?
She's a really good guitar player, and she's really welcoming, and I really like her. I just really blessed that she was a part of our lives to teach us all about Jesus.
Johnny B, you want to say anything?
No.
Like me? Yeah, you. No.
Without Kerry, I wouldn't have been able to get baptized here. And she's been super kind and nice and welcoming to me the whole time.
When I first came in, she made me feel like I've been here for forever, and I love her as a friend.
She always is so helpful, and she kind of never gives up. She's been helping the church for a very long time, and that's really kind.
For me, the way that they handle and teach these kids is very important to the culture of the church that we've had here at St. John's.
I think it's really difficult to capture kids at church to show them a good time, show them that church can be fun, and that learning some of the things we learn at church can be fun, and they've always somehow been able to do that.
They do a really good job teaching kids about God and all that stuff. Paul really makes it fun to do stuff. I remember a few years back when he made a maze through, I can't remember which building it was, but he made a maze and people kept crawling through it. It was really fun.
They have done such a phenomenal job with our youth. I remember the trips that they took to St. Anne's in New York, and they took the youth with them, and our youngest child actually went on one of those trips. And I can completely say that there's a direct parallel in the service that he involved himself with years later after that trip. What they've done is nothing short of phenomenal and so important that they've impacted all of us in some way.
Most of my memories at this church center around Paul and Kerry, from Sunday school meetings in kindergarten for Miss Kerry's music time to youth group with Paul, and countless mission trips with the both of them. From kindergarten to college, I knew I always had support in Paul and Kerry. They provided guidance through both my spirituality and me as a person through more years than I can count.
I first got to know Paul and Kerry when our son was in the youth group, and they were such great mentors to so many teens in those high school years. Then I got to know them better when I went to St. Anne's a few times. The trips were perfectly organized and hard work, but fun. And now the Ruffs have known 3 generations of our family because our grandson James goes to skip church.
Some of my greatest memories with them were going on their youth trips, and I brought one of my shirts here when we went to St. Anne's. Love all of our colorful aspects and fun nature, because that's really what describes Paul and Kerry to me, is fun, loving, colorful, bright. You never see them without a smile on their face, and I'm gonna get emotional talking about it. One thing I'll say about them is they not only helped me in my youth, but they have stayed not only friends, but they've become family. When my mother was sick, they came by quite often. And they would bring hugs, they would bring love, just having them there for the support. As I said, not only in the years of coming into adulthood, but also in the months of saying goodbye to my own mother was extremely important and heartwarming. And I don't think I can ever thank them enough for that.
So I met Paul and Kerry in 2017. I just can't say enough about her because I know she cares so much. But not just for me. We have done so many work at Green. We have done so many Thanksgiving baskets, Christmas. So many teachers are grateful because the money that they got or they get from the church here. And if it would not have been for Kerry, none of that would have been possible.
I got to know Kerry working with Green Magnet. Her leadership is what has made our Green Magnet partnership so successful. It's totally due to her. And when it comes to Lakeshore, I could listen to Kerry sing all day long.
Grateful for the opportunity to work with Paul and Kerry for the last few years at Dog Church. My relationship with them began after Big Ears a few years ago, and thank you Big Ears, and thank you St. John's for opening your congregation to Big Ears, which put me in touch with Paul and Kerry, and we're certainly going to miss them. We're certainly going to miss Paul's relaxed yet technical prowess when what he brings to the table.
I can't even begin to try and explain my immense gratitude for both Paul and Kerry. Their care and concern is immeasurable. When life's highs and lows strike, they're there, shaping our lives with core principles, with a foundation of love for both myself and my daughters.
Guardian angels exist, and one of them is really tall. I can't imagine how a normal human could give as much to someone as they've given to me, and they've done it for so many. They give us a place to be, helped us find ourselves, find belonging, showed us tools for happiness, and even taught us how to teach this to others. And they never snitched about all the coffee mugs. Paul and Kerry are my godparents by fate and true ride or die homies. When you fill yourselves and others with love every day, you will build a community that creates love every day. Paul and Kerry taught us how small, everyday acts of love circulate like a magic pen. By telling stories, by teaching others how to make music or use a camera, by buying someone's lunch, by taking care of a kid, by taking care of a kid unscheduled, by paying attention to each person's feelings, by not forgetting what each person is going through, by remembering, and by listening, even without being able to hear that well. They made a huge difference for me and the community I love, and there's no way I can ever pay them back. So all I can do is share the love that they taught me with everyone that I meet.
I first met Paul and Kerry Ruff about 30 years ago when we were attending another church. There were 6 couples that formed a group to have dinner together from that church once a month, and we're still doing it 30 years later. And I am so thankful that they are in my life.
I'm so blessed and fortunate to know Paul and Kerry. I've known them for the last 12 years. They're such a dear, dear family with so many talents. They truly have servants' hearts, and they lead by example. I am so proud and thankful to be their friend.
Kerry and Paul, Paul and Kerry, the two just go together, don't they? You know, we've been creating the More Than One Way podcast for over a year now. The contributions of these two have been essential to the show's success. Their life experiences, perspectives, their passion for creating good, solid, relatable content, It's been a real blessing. You know, to help Kerry get through our meetings in the icebox on the 3rd floor, I had thought about getting her this fashionable cap to help her stay warm this winter. I guess I can keep it for myself. It's a retirement well-deserved for these two, and I wish them both peace, love, and warm, toasty rooms.
I can say for myself and all of the Ivies, Katie's not here tonight, we are better persons because of Paul and Kerry.
I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I am the person that I am today because of the time and effort Paul and Kerry put into me and my family. And I guess all we have to say is a 1, 2, 3. You know you did a good job, so say you did a good job. G-O-O-D-J-O-B, good job, good job. Woo!
They have really modeled for us love, inclusion, and service to others. We'll miss everything they've done at St. John's.
I hope that when Paul and Kerry reflect back on their work life, that it will bring them immense satisfaction to think about the lives that they touched and influenced.
We want to give a huge thanks to Paul and Kerry for always being there for me and my family and this church throughout their time here.
I'm forever grateful for the role models they've shown me and the positive influence they've shown me and my family through good and bad times, and I'm forever grateful for their generosity, support, and kindness. We love you!
I just wanted to thank you both very much for all of your kindness over the years. Paul, for all the opportunities you've created for me. I wish you both the best of luck in the future.
Thank you, Paul and Kerry, for your love, your time, your service, and your friendship over many, many years at St. John's.